Bum 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 bum. Avengers Endgame satisfied me. Okay, not like that, but I mean, maybe. It's rare we ever see a movie of this caliber. Branching over 22 films, 8 books, 3 mixtapes, and 16 candles, this movie is a culmination. The culmination of everything we've seen in the MCUU, all culminating into a culmination of ending culms. Avengers Endgame is a 2019 comedy romance anime starring 90,000 dudes and dudettes. You got the Iron Mans and the Thanoses and the big booty dude and, that guy and this guy over there and there's a lot of them on the screen. I absolutely adored this movie. It made me appreciate every single Marvel movie that came before it. And that's weird for me to say considering I don't really care about a lot of the movies. I have rarely ever sought out to rewatch a Marvel movie after I've seen it for the first time. The rewatchability factor has been insanely low, but when Infinity War dropped, I watched it back to back 4 days straight with different groups of people each time. Each time I got something new out of it, something different and something special. That's exactly the feeling I'm having for Endgame. I want to see this again. I want to see this 100 times over. This movie geniusly puts itself on the most dangerous balancing act of not even having a massive crossover, but instead tying and calling back to so many elements we've loved for the past decade. Despite me never rewatching some of these movies, there are moments that just stuck in my brain, and this movie knows exactly what those moments were, where it's kind of spooky. Like, they had a crystal ball and tapped in my brain. I swear the secret to Marvel's success is just brain scans. Secret brain scans, dude. They're in us. They're onto us, bro. This movie has a lot of throwbacks. It calls back to them, but not in an annoying way where it becomes reliant. It calls back to them in the most wholesome, heartfelt ways, even if it's just for a quip or a joke. And it really makes me smile, dude. It's really enjoyable. I see a lot of people coming out saying the first half of this movie is boring or drab, and I could not disagree more. I see the first hour as some of my favorite times spent in the entire MCU. It's this somber, cold reunion of the events of Infinity War. It brings you back into the world after the trauma that was the last movie. If you were wondering how everyone was dealing with it, this shows you everything you were thinking of. Honestly, the first 30 seconds in this movie are absolutely incredible. Right before we even get the Marvel logo, we get one of the most chilling scenes in the entire MCU. And oh boy, it's a good one, man. It's a spicy one. This movie will definitely benefit from multiple watches. It honestly made me want to rewatch all of the previous Marvel movies that came before it. I never cared for Thor: The Dark World or Iron Man 2, but now I appreciate them.
I want my bird. A bird?
Now I can look at these movies with a smile, a satisfaction for their existence. No matter how absolute garbage Thor: The Dark World is, I appreciate it now. We really have something special here. This is more than an event. This is an instant classic. You can hate on this movie, but its impact is way beyond you. Hell, someone just got hospitalized for crying so hard. Imagine having feelings that strong. It's crazy, dude. It's such a zooey mama moment. But of course, this movie has problems. It's impossible to make a movie this massive, this conclusive, and not have glaring plot holes or glaring character mistakes. Like, why did do the thing? Where did go after he got the Why the heck did go with the that is everything? But honestly, it's easy to move past all of it. It's so easy to just enjoy this movie in a peaceful, heartfelt way. It probably has the best final act I've ever seen in any action movie, and I'm 100% serious. The final act legit had me and my friends jumping for joy, and that rarely happens. One of my friends I went with is the toughest, emotionally stubborn guy I know, but he let that go just for this movie. For this movie's final act, my favorite action sequence, I can confidently say I don't think it'll be topped for the next 15 years at least. Something on this scale, there's just no way. Even the music, for once in a Marvel movie, was good. For years, these films have struggled finding a good score besides the main title theme. The only good music in Thor Ragnarok is soundtracked, it's not original pieces. But here, they make great use of all the character scores from every single movie. They're great pieces, they've just been used wrong. But here, they use them right, and they do it beautifully. I think my favorite song was when they used Fireball by Pitbull during the fight scene with Thanos. It was just so beautiful, and I can't even describe the cinematic beauty. Mwah! Very quick spoiler here, there's just one aspect that I'm not memeing. It genuinely pissed me off beyond belief, and I need to mention it. This is the last warning for spoilers. I hated it. I hated this so much. The fact that this boy Korg came back just to play Fortnite. They really made this man come back to life on the screen to play Fortnite. Why would you do that to me? Other than that, I highly suggest you go watch this movie. I suggest you go cry, smile, and have a great time. It seems like theater crowds are actually being respectable for a movie on this level, and I appreciate everyone coming together for this. It's so wholesome. Avengers Endgame satisfied me emotionally, physically, sexually.